One of my favorite parts of making these videos is getting to study the real-life design inspirations behind many of these monsters, because it does so much to make them feel like more than just a monster in a video game and help ground them in a sense of reality. Now, saying all of that, being someone with crippling arachnophobia, researching the Nerscylla did me absolutely no favors at all, but I did it anyway in the name of making sure both you and I get to truly appreciate these monsters to the fullest. Rant over, let's get on with it. The Nerscylla was the debut member of the Temnoceron class of monsters, and while there's only really 3 main ones, it's by far my favorite of them all. The Nerscylla is a rather unorthodox arachnid design though, having a pallid white carapace with highlights of orange across the armored segments on its legs and its pedipalps. Now, I couldn't find a direct one-to-one design inspiration, but my most educated guess would be a tarantula with aspects of an orb weaver spider. Now, my main reason for this conclusion is based on how they hunt. The Nerscylla will wait for prey to wander into its web domain, and seeing an opportunity will inject them with a sleep-inducing toxin, making them easier to wrap in a cocoon made of silk, which they will then inject digestive fluids to liquefy their prey. But ignoring the fact that something this big can be stealthy, just no. It can also hold its own in a prolonged fight against even many of the larger wyverns out there, using its web for mobility or to entangle its opponents. Their fangs can also extend the full length of their bodies, giving them a hell of a gap closer, but to prevent the fight from lasting too long, the spikes on their backs are crystallized poison strong enough to make even a Tigrex think twice. Now, to any who don't know, none of what I have mentioned previously is what makes the Nerscylla truly terrifying. No, that's their impressive level of intelligence. The Nerscylla themselves are very susceptible to lightning damage, and so to get around this, they have a very morbid solution, and that comes from the Gypceros. Their thick, rubbery skin is very resistant to light, so not only will the Nerscylla consume them, but flay the skin from their bodies to wear as a lightning-resistant cloak. The shrouded Nerscylla will instead hide under the sands, mimicking trapdoor spiders, but it also wears the skin of a Kezu for similar reasons. Fair enough. Now, to quickly add some positivity into this morbid mess, a fan theory that I love and consider canon, and if it isn't, I don't care, proposes that since tarantulas will often keep pet frogs to protect their eggs, it's theorized that Nerscylla does the same with juvenile Tetsukabra, and I thank T-Comet Shark for creating the Nerscylla's lullaby. It's funny how much I love spider-based monsters in video games, despite how terrified I am of them in real life. The Nerscylla is an absolutely amazing execution of a great spider monster, and seeing her in the Forbidden Lands was a real treat. But I must ask, whoever decided to add the Nerscylla hatchlings, just why is there always so many of them, and they're just no. Please, no.